So I don't know how well you can see, but that went right over the top of the stump. And it's probably dug into some mushy surface up there, so it will be quite secure. And we'll just give it a bit of a pull to start with. It doesn't take much to get any tree moving. I'm just pulling that with one hand. It's not. I'll just gradually increase it and listen carefully. Look at the ground. The ground's not going to move though, because you know, am I going to create that much movement by climbing up it, sort of going in a circle now? So this is by no means a how to determine if a tree is absolutely safe, but it's something that is helpful in giving you a picture. Now I'll pull from a few different angles, and if it feels okay, I'll probably ascend on this rope too, because I don't think that's going anywhere. I'll test it first, but it's nice and snug on the backside, and it'll just save me getting past all that ivy. I won't rush up there. I'm going to have a good look on the way up, but at the moment I'm feeling alright about this. I know you've probably seen me do worse trees than this over the years, but I just wanted to show what the thought process and the options are when you don't have to just blindly climb up there and prodding and poking with an axe on the way up. It's, you know, when you can watch the movement from a safe distance and listen, it gives you a little bit of reassurance. I think that's all right. So what I'll do when I get up there, I'll pull this, because this is base tied, I'll pull this all the way through, and then I can use the end of it as my tying point, because I don't want to be cutting and working around this this static leg here. I'm going to take a decent size saw up because I want to be able to bring it down quite a way, and your standard topping saw would be too much work and the bar would be too short. I'm on my own, you see, so I've got to think ahead. So I'm just moving slowly past this ivy. When it starts wobbling too much, I just pause for a minute. It's a bit awkward because I have the foot sander and spurs on, but it's not very far to go, and I can get my toes against the stem, so it's not like I'm hanging in midair. It's a grand fir, by the way, I didn't mention it earlier, which are notoriously sort of weak when they decay. I'm not trying to add fake drama to the video because that's not my style. You know, but the logic of it is nothing alarmed me when I was pulling the tree around from the ground. It's not moving any more now than it did then. So, you know, I shouldn't and won't and never do overthink these things and start imagining the stuff that isn't there. And some of these, well, a few of the branches have a few fine twigs on, which means there was some life in it maybe a couple of years ago. It's funny how the top blew off and that whole section collapsed as well. I'll just go slow. Looks like my line's not hanging on by much, but there's plenty for it to snag on if it suddenly decided to go. So I shall lanyard in now. Doesn't feel good. So I'm going to work from the top down, which is a bit inconvenient, but it's safer. Because with these branches on, they sort of keep it steady. Steadier. Let's just have a look at what we were tied into. Okay. Not a lot. So I'm not going to totally relax or let my guard down, because there'll be other pockets of decay lower down, as there is with grand fir. But I've taken off 5-6 times what I weigh, I would think. Well, maybe 5 times. So there's no reason to believe I can weaken it to the point of collapse if I stay on the stem. So I just got to cut carefully, and everything will be all right, I think. So it's what they call sap rot out here in conifers. Mushy on the outside in the sapwood and a bit harder in the middle. So if you were making an undercut or face cut, whatever you call it, making it shallow would be very unhelpful, because you'd have no control, because this is not really good enough to be hinge wood. It wouldn't give you any direction. so you'd have to cut deeper. So when making an undercut, you've really got to have a look at it. Start shallow maybe, and then have a look, and then if you think you need to go deeper based on this, then cut a bit deeper till you're into sounder wood. So I'm not expecting the stem to be any different. Sounds like a drum, but it's probably kind of worse on the outside. And a little bit of sound wood on the inside. That's the mushy part we could hear on the axe, but in the middle is still pretty good. So I just have that dead cedar there to take down with the bird boxes on, with all the ivy on it, and another one behind it. I just have to watch the fence, make sure it goes the right way, but you don't need to watch that. Okay, see you next time.